Hi, I'm Angie, and you're watching Dante's Vaccination.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Man, oh man, 2020 is really shaping up as a hell of a year, ain't it? This just in. Paulie Malignaggi has just been fired by Showtime for racist remarks that he made in an interview with IFL TV. At least that's where it stems from. That was only the tip of the iceberg. Because once he did that interview, then he started having some conversations on Twitter with racists that he was actually agreeing with. So let me go ahead and give you guys the backstory, get you guys caught up. For those of you guys who don't know how this all started, how this all came about, what got Paulie talking about race was the fact that Devin Haney, he said that he would never lose to a white boy. Now, it's crazy because when Devin Haney said this, damn near every single boxing website in the world picked up the story and ran with it. But coincidentally, when Paulie Malignaggi, when he made his statements about black people, Black Lives Matter, and saying that racism doesn't exist, it's all made up. He said racism and oppression doesn't exist, it's all made up. And he said other offensive things too. But when he said this, none of those websites that reported what Devin Haney said wrote a story on what Paulie said in that interview. That's old media for you. But unfortunately for old media, you guys have been officially replaced by new media. But going back to the story, when I first made a couple videos reporting what Paulie Malignaggi said and how offensive it was, I said in that video, if Paulie Malignaggi wants to be on the wrong side of history, that's up to him. But when you're on the wrong side of history, expect things like this to happen to you. I personally want to commend Showtime for doing what was right. For them to make a decision like this, it tells me that they actually cared about all of the black people, all of the people of color that Paulie Malignaggi offended in the remarks that he made. I told you it was just the beginning, the interview with IFL TV, because then, he goes from saying racial oppression, it doesn't exist, it's all made up. First of all, to even say something like that, it's like saying the Holocaust never happened. It's all made up. So right after Paulie says racism or oppression doesn't exist, about a week or two after that, implying that some kind of way it was Arbery's fault that he got murdered by them. Then a week or 2 weeks later, you had the George Floyd story, where once again, Paulie, he defended the killer. He said, this whole Black Lives Matter, them protesting, they're just playing the race card. They're just trying to corner the market. As he said, this is what Paulie, now this is when Paulie is having a conversation with some racists on Twitter for everyone to read. This is what he's saying to him. He continues by saying, this is why I could never support the death of George Floyd, because they're just playing the race card. Which in other words, he was telling you he didn't care about George Floyd or anyone that looks like him if they get murdered by someone without receiving any justice. So at the end of the day, Paulie Malignaggi, he came out the closet as a supremacist and it didn't pay off. In fact, it was an adverse effect. I'll just say one more thing before I end this video. Man, this has got to make the guy that interviewed Paulie Malignaggi feel some type of way, because he was actually using Paulie Malignaggi to basically denounce what Devin Haney had said in his remarks. And this really backfired on him because he didn't expect Paulie to give him so much additional information about himself. And this is why I always tell you guys the most dangerous weapon in the world is a microphone and a camera. It could work for you or against you. And Paulie Malignaggi just found that out. I'm going to be talking a lot more about this. I'll probably do another video, but I'm going to end this one short and go ahead and head to sleep because it's like 5 o'clock in the morning out here where I'm at. So anyway, that's all I got for now, and I'm on to the next one, y'all. You know, I always say on this channel, pay-per-view fights should actually be free. And now the day has come where I'm about to hook you up with an app where you can watch all your pay-per-view events, boxing, UFC, etc. for free. I want to introduce Block TV, the best internet streaming television app out there. They provide over 3,600 channels, including HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and Starz. They have a massive video on demand library with over 40,000 of the new release movies and the latest TV series. And it also includes DVR. So you're getting all of this for $34.99 a month. And once again, that includes free pay-per-view. So this one right here is a no-brainer, guys, because back in Las Vegas, I was paying damn near $200 a month for my cable. Those days are long gone now. So to get the app, make sure you guys go over to getblocktv.com and put in my promo code and get 30% off your first month. You also get a free month for every friend you refer. The promo code is DBNation.